Sarah? Do you have a minute?
Make it quick, Mateo. I have a board meeting at 3.
I was wondering if maybe we could talk about my salary?
Your salary? We just did performance reviews 6 months ago.
Yes, but my rent went up? And I work really hard for the team?
Mateo, you know the global market situation right now?
Right, the market, yes.
You're doing great, but budgets are incredibly tight this quarter. Can we revisit this in 6 months?
Oh, okay. I understand. Sorry to bother you.
Pause the footage right there. Look closely at Mateo. Shoulders rounded, shallow breathing, no eye contact. He lost the negotiation before he even sat down.
Honestly, my stomach completely dropped just watching him. I've been in that exact chair and it is terrifying. My palms are sweating now.
It's not a weakness, it's biology. In a hierarchical setting, your brain's amygdala perceives the boss as an actual survival threat.
Wait, really? A survival threat? So the racing heart and the stuttering, that's a literal biological freeze or fawn response kicking in?
Precisely. And for international professionals, this stress is multiplied. You are dealing with what we call the translating gap. It's overwhelming.
Oh, the translating gap is brutal. You're terrified, your heart is pounding, and you're desperately trying to translate demands into perfect English.
Yes, your brain is panicked, so your delivery becomes completely submissive. Let's analyze his exact words. I was wondering if maybe...
I cringe because I say that exact phrase. I use and maybe because I don't want to sound demanding or ungrateful.
But in a Tier 1 market, politeness without authority is perceived as weakness. Plus, he used a severe upward inflection on his sentences.
You mean how he said, "My rent went up"? Like it was a question? He was asking for permission to have a problem.
Exactly. An upward inflection signals absolute uncertainty to the listener's subconscious. You are literally begging for validation instead of commanding respect.
That makes so much sense. But what about Sarah's response? She immediately hit him with the tight budget excuse. That always kills me.
Sarah isn't the villain here. She is a gatekeeper protecting a budget. She deployed a strategic defense, and Mateo immediately folded.
He just said, okay, and apologized. Why do we apologize for asking to be paid for the work we already do?
Because he fell victim to anchoring bias. He anchored his argument on his personal needs, his rent, instead of his undeniable market data.
Right. I work really hard isn't a metric. It doesn't show the company how much revenue he actually brought in this year.
Nobody pays you for working hard. They pay you for the exact mathematical ROI you deliver. Mateo forgot he is a business entity.
A business entity? I never thought of it that way. We treat the boss like a parent handing out a weekly allowance.
That is the exact paradigm shift we must engineer today. You are a business of one, negotiating a B2B contract for your services.
I love that framework. But how do we overcome the physical panic? I can know my ROI, but still freeze when I speak.
Through deliberate neuroplasticity. We are going to use shadowing to physically rewire the neural pathways in your brain and vocal cords.
So if we practice the words out loud, our mouth will remember the confident muscle memory even when our brain starts panicking?
Yes, we will train the downward inflection, dropping your pitch to signal absolute certainty. No more upward questions, only undeniable facts.
And we have to tackle the silence, right? Mateo filled every pause because he was nervous. I am definitely guilty of that too.
The strategic silence is your ultimate weapon. State your value, drop the anchor, and stay completely quiet. Let them feel the pressure.
Okay, I am so ready to see this in action. Let's rewind the simulation and see how a clinical value anchor script actually works.
We will give him the exact linguistic mechanics to bypass the fear. No more asking for favors. It is time to present undeniable data.
I can't wait to see his posture change too. Once you have the right script, the body language naturally has to follow, right?
Absolutely. Posture and tone are intrinsically linked. When you drop the upward inflection, your spine straightens. You stop shrinking and start occupying space.
This is going to save so many people from leaving money on the table. Should we send him back into the glass office?
Yes, it's time for round 2. Let's equip him with the value anchor and see how the gatekeeper reacts to a true professional.
Sarah, I need 5 minutes to discuss my compensation alignment.
Okay, but like I said, budgets are extremely tight.
I understand budget constraints. However, I want to review the Q3 data.
Go on. What about the Q3 data?
My targeted campaigns increased our qualified leads by exactly 20% this year.
Yes, the numbers are good, but the overall market is still down.
That 20% translated to $150,000 in new revenue. My market adjustment sits at $85,000.
Well, $85,000 is a significant jump. Let me look at the departmental budget again.
Notice the immediate power shift. Mateo didn't ask for permission. He stated a business fact and deployed the strategic silence.
That silence was incredibly tense. 3 whole seconds of just staring. I felt like I was holding my breath.
That tension is where the money is made. Most people rush to fill that silence because they are negotiating against themselves.
Oh, I do that. I ask for a number, panic during the silence, and immediately say, but if that's too much, 5% is fine.
You destroy your own anchor. When you break the silence, your cortisol spikes and you revert to the fawn trauma response. You seek safety by surrendering.
That perfectly explains why my voice always shakes when I try to break the awkward silence. I am literally fawning to my boss.
Exactly. Listeners, I want you to play a mental game with me right now to test your readiness. Close your eyes.
Okay, eyes closed. What are we visualizing? I'm already nervous about where this is going.
Imagine you walk into work tomorrow and your position is eliminated. No warning. What tangible numbers do you have to prove your worth to the next employer?
Ouch. That is a terrifying thought. Most people just have a list of daily tasks, not a list of actual revenue generated.
If you don't know your exact market value and the ROI you bring, you are operating blindly. You become completely replaceable in any market.
So the value anchor isn't just about asking for a raise. It's about fundamentally understanding your own professional worth at all times.
Precisely. Let's practice this. We are going to use shadowing to build this neural pathway right now. I want you to speak out loud.
Okay, audience, do this with us. Don't just listen in your car. Actually say the words to build that confident muscle memory.
Repeat after me and drop your chin slightly on the last word to force the downward inflection. I understand budget constraints.
I understand budget constraints.
However, based on the 20% increase in lead generation I delivered, my market adjustment sits at $85,000.
My market adjustment sits at $85,000.
Notice how dropping your chin physically prevents your vocal cords from tightening and going up in pitch. It guarantees a tone of authority.
Wow, dropping my chin actually forced my voice to go down and sound so final. It feels incredibly grounding.
Now hold the silence. You try it. Say the final number and then completely shut your mouth. Let them process the data.
It feels so unnatural at first, but it projects massive authority. You are literally trapping them with your silence.
It only feels unnatural because you are used to apologizing. Look right at the screen. I need you to hear this loud and clear.
I'm ready. What is the final takeaway for everyone watching who is dreading their upcoming performance review?
Your boss is not your parent, and you are not asking for an allowance. You are a business of one, operating in a free market.
You are negotiating a B2B contract for your services. Every time you apologize, you are telling them your work is worthless.
Stop translating your fear. Speak the language of undeniable value. Stop begging for a raise and start enforcing your market rate.
That gave me chills. It's not about being greedy or aggressive, it's about being completely accurate about your worth.
If you successfully shadow these techniques and secure that raise, I want you to come back to this video and tell us about it.
Hit the like button to lock in your commitment to your own value, and subscribe for more advanced communication frameworks.
And drop a comment below telling us, what is the most terrifying conversation you are currently avoiding at work?
Also, comment the secret word value anchor so we know you made it to the end and are ready to claim your worth.
We might build our next blueprint entirely around your situation. Until then, remember your numbers and hold the silence.